All right, guys, today on the number one info coaching podcast in the world, we got a 20-year-old Dustin Verono who's
21.
making 21-year-old, right? Recently. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank
Who's
you.
making $200K a month, right? Living in your Miami penthouse. Let's go. You got a little tour in the background. And then you've also, I think I've personally, for me, I've heard that you've took your own coaching to 100K per month and then also your own info operating to 100K per month. Is that all true?
So my own info coaching, no, I'm getting there. But as far as like the agency side, running other offers, yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. So today, dude, is more like a conversational situation where we talk about like marketing, sales, like kind of how things are going in this info marketing space today, as well as like I want to ask you more so about how your story looks like, right? What you did to get into this, because I actually haven't heard about this yet. We just like kind of caught up like the first time we met up, right? And then also I would love for you to explain your business at a high level. And then overall, just give some marketing and sales sauce for the people that are watching. How does that sound?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. And this is my first time doing like a podcast interview type of thing, by the way. So
really, let's go. We got the first access. I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
Cool, bro. So I guess I want to ask, how did you get into the info space?
Yeah. So I've been in the info space for like 6 years, actually. Super long. Not exactly what I'm doing now, but info as a whole, I've been in it for 6 years. So I started when I was like 14, 15 years old with Discord. The way I found out about Discord was through something called cook groups. So essentially there's like a sneaker reselling space where you buy and resell sneakers. That was like my first hustle. They sell out instantly. You got to buy them quick and then you could flip them. So there was these groups called cook groups. You'd pay like $50 a month, whatever it is. And it would be a Discord and you get access to know like when all of them are dropping, which ones to buy, which ones to sell, that sort of thing. And that was my first introduction to like info products. And I didn't want to pay the $50 a month anymore. So I was like, why don't I just make my own Discord and start selling that? And then that's when I realized there's a lot more money in like digital products. And so first I ran that up. I did that for a couple of years. I was like creating and selling and flipping these cook groups. And then I had a really big success with a Discord called Businesscord. So I ran it up with my partner. He had a bunch of e-com experience. So we made like an e-com Discord. I ran the front end of the marketing. He was like back in fulfillment, since obviously I didn't have like the e-com experience. That was during like the whole Tate push when he was pushing the affiliate stuff super hard, like 2022-ish. And I basically copied his whole strategy and we ran up clippers before like clipping was really a thing. So I had like a bunch of 12-year-old kids posting these lifestyle videos. This was when lifestyle content, like I know you all, like everyone always sees like the lifestyle fucking reels now, but back then it really wasn't a thing. So we would rip these videos and push it straight into the free Discord. It was just discord.gg/business. I still have that URL and we would run it up. So like back then, literally a lifestyle video, like just pure lifestyle, no face in it, completely faceless, like 200K views was the first video that did good. Like the first week I got a 200K view video and that brought in like 2,000 members or something ridiculous. So we ran that up. The bulk of the growth was during a 4-month period. At one point we were doing like 1 to 2 million views a day across like 100 different accounts. I think had like a few hundred affiliates all posting at once. And we ran it up to 125,000 members. And in the course of about 8 months, the bulk of that growth was during like 4 months, purely selling low ticket, introduced like a high ticket in the back end a little bit later on, and then ended up selling that. Once I sold that Discord, that's pretty much when I pivoted into, more of the high ticket info product stuff. And then found like the growth operating creator partnership model because I realized like the hardest part of any business really is marketing. So I was able to just partner with people that kind of already had that down and just apply everything I know about like running the back end of info, then I could make a lot more money. And that's what I did.
Hell yeah. Nice. So going back to the Businesscord, did you show your face for the main profile at all?
No. So at first, no, it was completely faceless. And then that's when I started to realize like to sell something high ticket, I needed to put my face behind it. So that's when I kind of started putting my face behind it a little bit. But that was near the end of it. I only did that for like maybe 2 months before I sold it. So for pretty much majority of the time, it was completely faceless, which really doesn't work anymore. But at the time, like, times were different.
Dude, sort of. Like I'm seeing people these days, they do like IG story shout outs. Like that shit still rips. And the hook is like Sydney Sweeney or like Leah Holton. And then they like funnel, right? And then they funnel into, I guess at the end, there's the guru's face. But I've seen that like Paul Hilsey, he does that. One of my clients, like Luke as well, Luke Gosling, if you guys want to look him up, he does that too. So
yeah.
Still
Nice.
a strat that, you know, in some ways you could make it.
I mean, I don't have any clients that are like faceless. Not everything I do is 100% like there's someone's face, someone's brand behind it.
Right. Awesome. And was the primary driver like your page, your faceless page that you funnel into Businesscord, or was
No,
it
no.
the
So
affiliates?
so at
Oh,
first, yeah,
that's
I
so
started.
interesting.
I literally just got like 5 people I knew. We all made accounts and we ran it up. But what I did is I pretty much qualified people as they would come in. So the thing with Discord is you can't send a ton of DMs on Discord because you get rate limited. So I had someone make a bot that pretty much when someone would join the server, it would open a private channel with their name on it. And that was kind of like the whole DM setting because we couldn't send DMs on Discord without, I mean, we tried and then we got like 2 accounts banned in a week and it just wasn't working.
Oh my God.
So I
How many private channels did you guys have?
that's the thing, bro, is Discord has a limit of 500 channels per server. So we would constantly have to be cycling, and we're getting 1,000 members a day. So we constantly had to be cycling them through. So what we would do is that ticket would open, and then I'd have a setter go in, text them, basically qualify them. If they were qualified, the membership was $40 a month. That was like the entry. We weren't selling high ticket in the front end. So they would qualify them. If they were qualified, they'd close them just over text on the $40 a month. If they had no money, they'd push them into the affiliate server where they could become an affiliate and then basically earn their way into the membership. So they could either get paid per views or they get paid by days inside the membership. So that was kind of a way for people to get in. And then all they had to do is make an account and post videos, and we'd give them all the clips and everything. And again, this is like a known thing now. Like everyone knows clipping now, but back then this was not a thing. Like we ran this up. We had to figure it out as we went. But even the affiliate server ended up getting like 12,000 members or something because we were just pushing so many people through.
Hell yeah, good for you. At the highest, what was an MRR? Red Bull.
So yeah, you don't
gotta
fuck
get
with Red
hyped
Bulls?
up for the podcast. Nah, I don't fuck with Red Bulls.
So
Very clean.
MRR, okay, it's
Right.
kind of difficult to say because we were using multiple different processors. I have a whole story about like the whole processing side of this. The reason we ended up actually
Jeez.
selling it is because like the processing side got fucked, and then we lost a bunch of subscriptions. We pretty much lost all. I'll tell the story. So
Sure.
again, we're using a bunch of different processors. At the peak, everything together with high ticket too, it was doing like 120,000 a month, somewhere around there. That was like kind of where it peaked out. So the whole thing with this, and I'm about to talk about WAP. Let me preface by saying, me and WAP are cool. I like WAP now. We work together. I process through WAP. I have clients that process through WAP. But at the time, WAP wasn't really like what WAP is now. They weren't big. And the processor for low ticket was called Hyper. Like that's what everyone would use was Hyper. So we were using Hyper. At some point during that's when WAP was starting to push heavy. So I even got reached out by them, and they were like, yo, we want you to switch over. You guys are doing good stuff. We'll just grandfather you no fees. Like we just want you on the platform. And I had a couple percent fees with Hyper, but I didn't want to risk switching over. And then like, cause they'd have to, the thing was the Stripe account wasn't our own Stripe account. It was under Hyper. So I didn't want to risk like, having to copy customer data and then like we might lose subscribers. So I would rather just pay a couple percent fees to not lose that. And then what ended up happening, like literally a month after this, is WAP acquired Hyper. So they bought them out. So I had no choice but to switch over to WAP. And what happened was we were able to switch over pretty seamlessly. That wasn't an issue. But when we switched over, they put us on a new Stripe account. So it's a fresh Stripe account, no payment data, nothing. We never had an issue with disputes ever. Like we like literally we ran like thousands of payments and I had like one dispute. Like it was insane.
Yeah, it's like 40
That's
bucks.
crazy. That's crazy for low ticket.
Yeah, good for you.
We switched over, and literally like the week we switched over, someone disputed like we had a weekly subscription at the time, and someone disputed all their weeklies. So like 6 disputes came at once. And because it was a fresh account, there was no payment history. That was enough to put us over the 1% and get the Stripe account banned. And we lost all the subscribers.
Oh my! So what did you end up selling it for?
Well, yeah, that bro, like pennies on the dollar. Not what we should have sold it for. And we actually sold like I still technically own like half the equity because we sold it to someone that like had all these plans to run it up and they just didn't do shit. So I still technically own half the equity. Like if you look up discord.gg/business, I'm still like a fucking owner in the server. It's just dead. But that was super, super unlucky. And pretty much our choices were like we either run it up again and rebuild it. We were already kind of burnt from it, or we just sell it and move on to something else. So that's what we ended up doing.
Fair enough. How long was it from starting it to then you ended up selling it? And
like
that sort of
8
bomb
months,
happening.
less than a year.
Oh, it's pretty fast. And so that's what?
Yeah, very quick.
20, you're 15 years old then?
No. This was 2022.
Interesting. Because you said you got into info at 15. Like, what were you doing from 15, which is what year
Well,
is that?
that's when I was doing like the cook groups. So I was doing Discord stuff, but just not at this big of a scale. I was in like the sneaker space, and I would
Got it.
purely just sell groups based on that. I would literally
Awesome.
I'd hype them up. I'd make them free for like a month, get a bunch of people in there, then drop a paywall on everything they had for free, run up 5 to 10K MRR, and then I would just sell it. Like I was just flipping out these groups. Every group would last like 3 months.
Oh, and you would sell the group.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I was in those
Looking
groups.
back, looking back was really dumb because I didn't understand like
Like long-term company
yeah,
building.
time in the market always beats time in the market. I didn't really understand that back then. So
Absolutely.
I mean, I would have made way more money if I would have just kept one group and just ran it up. But
100%. What year is this? Like it's 2025 right now.
well,
So
I want to say
2017.
2017, 2018 around there, yeah. And
Hell
then
yeah.
the big Discord I ran up was like 2022 ish. That was when I had first moved to Miami when I was 18, and now I'm 21.
Let's go. What happened between 2017 to 2022? Like, of course, you did the cook group, or sorry, the Businesscord, but like, were you only like flipping cook groups until the first big success was Businesscord, or was there anything in between there that was like part of the still info space?
The only thing I did in between, and I wouldn't even really consider it part of the info space, but with that stuff there, with the whole sneaker space, there's botting. So basically how it would work is like there's a software, you input all your info, and then obviously a fucking robot is going to be a human at checking out. So I made one of those, and that's a whole nother, I got fucked on that too. I guess I'll tell the story. But essentially I realized like, I could make a lot more money doing a software rather than cook groups. So I hired like 2 developers, 2 high school kids, put them on like $1,500 a month each. And then they built out a whole software. And back then, bro, I mean, still to this day, this is probably like the easiest money I ever made because there's something called group buys, which essentially, if you have like a hyped up limited product, I would just hit up all these other groups and let them do like a limited drop of the software inside their cook group. And I even have like fucking screen recordings of me running this up. But I would do like, I think we're selling them for like $75 a month or 75, or maybe it was like 125 initiation. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we would do group buys. So I'd tell like a group, yeah, we'll give you like 15 copies or whatever. And then they'd post it in their group and like it would sell out in like 30 seconds of just people buying access to the software. So for like 2 months straight, I ran up like 30 to 40K a month, super easy. And I wanted to compete with like the top bots. By the way, if anyone's from the sneaker space, it was called Shade AIO. You probably know it. But I wanted to compete with like the top bots up there. So I wanted to make like a super hyped up, like big, like 1.0 launch. So we were redoing the whole back end, literally completely different coding language, got full brand new UI, got like a sick ass trailer made. And during this time for 2 months, I didn't sell any copies because I was just hyping it up like this big launch is going to be fucking sick. And like a week before the launch, because we weren't even using like GitHub or anything, the developer with like all the backend dev with all the files on his computer just went ghost like a week before the launch. He went ghost for like a month and a half. During that time, that was when like the sneaker space kind of started to die out. Botting started. It was just a really bad like dry season. So by the time he came back, it was already like too late. The whole reason
why did he dip out?
These are like high school kids. Apparently his parents caught him with weed or something and took away his computer. And I just got fucked. And then I ended up selling that too, again, for fucking pennies on the dollar.
Damn, interesting. Let's go. 2 acquisitions though. It's like it's good. It's good status. You say it, and they're like, "How much did you make?" You're like, "We don't want to talk about
that." yeah.
Nice. That's good though. So that really, I guess, that culminates into now, or I guess later. Do you have like a software that you're building now, or no?
No.
Oh,
I know my buddy Yusuf is building a software, Launchsmith, which is really fucking sick. But no, I'm not building anything myself.
Yeah, Yusuf's a good boy. Speaking of which, we're gonna have a podcast with him too, guys. So
oh yeah,
get ready for that. But anyway, so interesting. You were like really deep in the sneaker space. That's actually pretty interesting. Like I did a little bit of it, but I wasn't like that dialed into it. Interesting. What were you doing like school wise during this time? Because like fucking like 15, bro.
Yeah, so I mean,
because it's still 3 years of school, right?
So this was, I mean, really, like it was hard to balance everything until COVID hit, and then once COVID hit, I was fucking lit because I had so much time and I wasn't in school. And then I did my last, forget if it was 1 or 2 years, but I did the rest of my school online, so it was pretty easy. And then like when it would come to like, at that point, like I was making, like fucking 10 grand a month, somewhere around there.
You're fine.
So like when it came to like essays and shit, again, this is before ChatGPT, I would just like pay people to do that for me. So I wasn't really like, I bet like my
Yeah,
last couple of
bro.
years of school, I completely just cheated my way through. Like I didn't do shit.
100%, bro. I have a
Yeah.
lot of friends that are also like the business space that are younger, and then they
Yeah.
just like absolutely cheated through school with
Yeah.
just hiring VAs and friends. So
I mean,
funny.
at that point, I knew I wasn't going
Yeah,
to college or anything like that, so it didn't matter to me.
right. Where are you from, by the way?
So I was born in Arizona, but I grew up there half my life, and then the other half in
Easy.
Hawaii. Yeah, and when I turned
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah, Kauai, like one of the smaller islands. My parents were still out there. Like literally a week after I turned 18, I moved to Miami.
Interesting. Yeah, so during that time, I had like the same COVID. We had like similar trajectory because I'm about to turn 21 too in October.
Where were
Right?
you at during that time?
I grew up all in California, bro. Like that
Oh,
was me.
really?
And so like typical Asian parents, like they really want you
Yeah.
dialed in at school. So I put all my energy there. I got like a high level of my SAT. I got into UCLA. I went to like this really preppy school called like Oxford Academy. It's like the second best school in all of California, 14th best school in all of the US. If you like look up on the usnews.com or some shit, it like pops up. But yeah, I'm honestly jealous of like the people like you who like didn't have that parental pressure or didn't have that like
Well,
history.
bro, well,
of
here's the
it.
thing is
You did that.
I did at the start. Like my parents were very like go to college, like follow the traditional path. But honestly, bro, like once I started making some money and I had something to show for it, they were
Yeah,
pretty
proof.
supportive. Like this all started because
Interesting.
when I was like 14 years old, and I just entered high school, my mom was like, okay, you have to get a job now. You have to get like a part-time job. And I was like, fuck.
Wow.
Well, I was just, yeah, I mean, my parents are like hustlers. Like they're like workaholics, you know, they still go
Oh,
for it, and they're like 60
interesting.
or like late 50s or something like that.
Wow.
But
Good for them.
I was just playing video games all day and I didn't want to get a
Same.
job. So I was like, I mean, how much money do I have to make to like not get a job? And she was like, well, to start, you know, like $400 a month, somewhere around there. So that's when I started flipping sneakers just because I didn't want a job. And then obviously it turned into this.
Interesting. So they had like the pressure for you hustling. For me, they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, don't get a
But
job. Like
thankfully, like I said, like
right
once
at school.
what'd you say?
Or I said for me, it was like, don't get a job. They're like, don't get a job. Just grind at school.
Really? No,
Yeah.
my parents were not
Yeah.
like that at all. But thankfully, bro,
Wow.
like once I started making money, they were super supportive and like they knew I wasn't going to college or anything like that. So I was lucky in that aspect.
Wow. Good for you. When I started making money, they were like psyoping me to go back to school. They're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean,
Like,
my
you're
grandma
Asian.
still does that. My grandma still
Be
to
a
this day is
doctor.
like, you need to take a college class. You need to learn financing or something. I'm just like, you
It's
know.
good for you. What do your parents do, by the way?
So my mom is a realtor. She does like real estate stuff on the side, really, but she's kind of like semi housewife. And then
Retired.
my dad is a chiropractor.
Oh, chiropractor is good. My dad's a doctor as well. He
Oh,
does
really? Yeah. I mean, my dad
acupuncture.
still had to go through like 8 years of med school to be a chiropractor.
Hell yeah, pretty similar. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's jump back now to over. You did the sneaker bots, or sorry, sneaker reselling, sneaker bot creation, I guess. And
Yeah.
then
I mean, that was only
afterwards,
like, that was like a 3 month thing during all these years. So,
got
but
it, got
pretty
it.
much
Well, and then
everything was info based.
got it. So sneaker reselling, cook groups, which is mainly info stuff, a little bit of sneaker bot SaaS, and then afterwards into the Businesscord, which was a huge success for you within
Yeah.
8 months. Where did you go from there? Because now it's 2022 and you're 18 years old.
Yes, I was 18. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly,
Awesome.
the transition was pretty smooth. What I did, because during that whole time, and again, this is when like low ticket discords were the move. This is before like high ticket was fucking ripping. Like at that time, during that time, like a low ticket discord was like the best way to sell an info product. And while I was running that discord, I constantly, because I had the discord set up really nice. I was like a discord wizard. And during that time, I constantly had people that would DM me like, yo, can I pay you to set up my discord? And even during that, I had like one person where I was like, yeah, like I can set up your Discord. And I got on a call with him. I didn't know what to pitch him. I just told him like 7 grand, like I'll set everything up. And he was like, okay. I was like, holy shit. Like, that was my first like high ticket anything. And I was like, damn, this is really fucking easy. So then once I sold the Discord, I just instantly pivoted into like a Discord agency. And I just hit up all those people that were hitting me up before. And I hopped on Twitter. And this is when I made my Twitter account. All I was doing is selling Discord setups for 5K. No funnel. I didn't know about fucking these crazy funnels back then. It was just Calendly. And I hopped on Twitter and I made a thread about the Discord and like how I ran it up and everything. And the thread blew up. It got like a few 100,000 views. and the calendar just fucking like literally first month I did like 50 grand with this like new just selling 5K Discord setups. Yeah, and then how I transitioned into the growth partnering model is I was running that up and I was doing it through WAP. And every time I'd put one of these groups on WAP, they would give me 1% of the total revenue, which was like the affiliate deal. So I had access, like I could see all their numbers and shit. And after like 6 months, I did the math and I was like, dude, if I was just taking like a 5% rev share of all these guys rather than a setup fee, I would have made way more fucking money. And then that's when I realized, like, damn, well, the move is to just like partner with these people, take a percentage, and then run it up.
Oh, interesting. And at this point, you're just setting wise, like you're in Miami, right? And like you're still making
Yeah, I
good
live in
money.
Miami. Yeah, yeah.
You're
So
still
I've
making
been in
good
Miami.
money.
I've been in Miami for 3 years. The
Uh-huh.
only time I haven't, obviously, besides like trips, like I just went to Mykonos, like these trips here and there. I lived in Dubai for like 3 or 4 months, and I just got back in April.
Nice. Interesting. But yeah, like at this point, you're in Miami, you're like making good money, like Discording, basically like a pro Discord mod. But then and now you're like, dude, these guys are making so much more money. You don't want to, you know what I want to ask? What was the process of like making the discourse for these people? Like, not in the sense like, okay, like click button, click button, click button, but like obviously it's Discord. There's like two ways in info, right? One is fulfillment. One
Yeah.
is like the front building like a good funnel inside of it for upsells, and then like creating good automations and I guess like almost DM automating DM setting. So like tell me that.
I didn't really know about all of the, the back end funnels or anything like that. All I knew was what I had already done, which was pushing everyone into a free Discord, straight Discord link, and then funneling them inside the Discord. So all the
Mm,
setups I would do were following that same formula. So it would all be like a free section of the Discord. I would put my bot on their server, show them how to set it up, how to funnel people, how to set them when they come in. So the entire funnel was within the Discord server. So there was no landing pages, no CRM or anything like that.
got it. And your niches were probably like trading crypto guys, sports betting guys.
No, I mean, to be honest, there wasn't really like a specific, like nowadays, like sports betting is probably like one of my most successful niches that I've run up. But
Sure.
for the Discord setups, I mean, dude, I did everything. I even made like some fucking Spanish servers, and so some of the servers I made, I didn't even really understand like what they were selling, to be honest. But I did like everything
Really?
under the sun.
Like, okay, let me ask this. Were you doing upsells to high ticket discords or were they only low ticket
No,
discords?
so it was all low ticket Discords, and then any of the upselling would just be one on one. That's it. It wouldn't be
Right.
like a
So if they're like
Discord.
low ticket discords, by the way, are they like MRR discords or are they like
Yeah,
one time
MRR, all
discords?
MRR.
Okay, great. So all the MRR offers, like majority of them are trading sports betting crypto. Like that's what I've seen. So I'm just asking like what other MRR markets are there? Because that could be an interesting insight.
Okay, so well, I mean, my answer now would be different than it was 3 years ago
Right.
because I mean, back then you're right, like a lot of it was trading, but I mean, dude, I had like fucking a lot of it was self improvement too. Like this was when like
Like
post maxing was first
broad.
popping up too, so like the self improvement, fitness was a
Mm,
fucking huge one. I got a lot of fitness servers I made.
fitness recurring?
Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean,
Interesting.
bro, that's the thing. Like, it was a different time back then. That shit worked back then, but now I would never fucking recommend
Yeah,
making
I
a low
know.
ticket fitness. Like, no way.
Yeah. Like, how would they funnel the fitness people though? What would the front end traffic be? You know what I mean? Like, would it be a faceless
Whatever their
page as
socials
well?
were, Instagram. I mean, here's the thing: is back then, like I said, I wasn't doing a rev share model, so I didn't really fucking care. They would pay me 5 grand. I'd set up the Discord, and
You just
like
didn't
that's it. I
care.
wasn't partnering with these people. It was
Interesting.
just a quick agency service.
Right. And 3 years ago, also, no school, no WAP, no GHL communities, even. I mean, like, nobody fucking uses that. But if the kids were only using Discord, and like the old fucks were like
It was
using
all
Facebook
Discord. It
groups,
was all Discord. That's
right?
what I'm saying.
So,
Discord
oh,
was
that
like
actually makes
huge.
sense.
Yeah,
So you definitely had like, ooh, like there's a market there.
yeah,
Interesting. Like two
yeah.
things there, right? The tweet blowing up and then you getting all the traffic for that. That was like
Well,
really
yeah.
similar to
Well, the
me.
thing is, like that tweet blew up, and I did really good the first month. But then I just kept copying that formula, and I would just keep making threads, and like I had fucking Twitter down to a science. Like my Twitter engagement was cracked. Like I had it down to a science, literally. Like I would make a tweet, and I would know posting that tweet like this is gonna get at least 100K views, and it did every time. Twitter was a lot
Interesting.
easier back then too. But yeah, for like six
Oh,
months straight, I would rip like 30 to 50K months just selling
awesome.
5K Discord setups.
Awesome. But what I was gonna say there was like your tweet blowing up was I kind of similar related to that, because for me, like I had my old channel. I think you saw like my main channel, right? The Tim Yoon one with like the big courses, but it's called Tim Yoon 2. That one I had like I tried SMA for 30 days. That's now sitting at like 47,000 views, I think.
Damn.
And that one blew up where I got like a lot of people in like the agency space knowing me, and then also people that like wanted YouTube services, because like that
Yeah.
was my initial agency, like a YouTube agency or YouTube content agency, right? And so I could relate to that. I was like, oh yeah, one fucking viral thing, right? One viral tweet, one viral video, like changes your life.
Yep.
You know
Literally.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
You had that twice, right? I kind of had that twice too with the 5-hour course blowing up. But anyway, that's another story. So awesome. You had that blow up. And then afterwards, you did all these services and then you crushed it. And then from there, I guess tell me like what happens next.
From which point? The Discord agency?
Yes, the Discord agency.
Yeah, so like I said, that's
It's such a funny way to put it.
I know,
Discord
right?
agency.
That's crazy.
Like, were you building it yourself only, or like were there other people?
No, I was doing it. I mean, bro, it would take me fucking 20 minutes. Like I was doing it all myself.
Right, because
I
you
had no
had
team.
like templates already.
Bro,
It was
I
easy
had
shit.
no team. It was literally just me doing it. 100%
Bro,
pure
100%
profit.
profits.
Yeah,
Sexy, bro.
literally.
That's awesome. Okay, so from there, what did you move on to?
So again, that's when I said like I kind of realized like, damn, if I just was taking like a percentage, I would be making way more money. So that's when I pivoted it. So then I was doing I only did this for like a month. I was doing the Discord stuff, but then on rev share. And then that's kind of when like Discord low ticket started to fizzle out a bit. And then that's when I got into high ticket. And that's when
Why did it fizzle out? Like I wasn't in the info market back then, to be completely honest.
Here's the thing about the info market, because people always ask me like, oh, is info saturated? It's going to get saturated. Like the answer is no, it's impossible. It's never going to get saturated. Alex Ramosi just did a $100 million launch on a book. Info itself will never, ever be saturated, but the way it's sold is always changing. So, I mean, there's been, webinars used to be completely different than they are now. Like the way they're sold and the offers that are sold, that's always changing, but info will always remain. So it's the same thing with like right now, at least in my opinion, high ticket info products are like where it's at. Like this is the thing, this is the best way to run it up. But in 2 years, it might be something completely different.
Sure. But that's a different take, right? The question I asked was, why did the low ticket Discord fizzle out? I didn't say like info fizzle out. I'm saying like low ticket. Don't worry, that's my agenda too.
I mean,
Info's popping, guys.
I don't really know the exact answer to that, other than, I mean, I'd say just like high ticket was just better. Like, I mean, people just get better results with high ticket. Like, obviously, having a Discord, a community, resources, a course is cool, but you're not going to make as much money as if you have someone you can fucking speak to one-on-one. And I think the market kind of realized that, and now that's why the market has shifted towards high ticket info products.
100%. And I also think like a lot of the old people strats, because they were already like, I think doing high ticket way back then, they started fizzling down into like the young influencer group. And then that is where they were like, oh shit, I could sell like $3,000 things instead of like $50 a month. Like, why the hell am I doing this?
I mean, bro, I think a big push from that was all these fitness coaches. Like all these fitness coaches selling like fitness coaching programs for like $3,000. You know what I mean? That I feel like that was kind of like a big play in the push for high ticket. And then people realize, I mean, just to be completely honest, like high ticket is way easier than low ticket. Low ticket, there's so many moving parts, and like having a community is fucking like you got to maintain that shit. You got to run it. High ticket, it's just easier. I think it's easier to sell. The fulfillment is easier. It's more straightforward. The offer's not as complex or confusing. It's just simpler.
100%. Okay. So let's move on from there, right? You're interested in this lower ticket, or sorry, you're doing, I guess, like fizzling out in terms of like these rev shares, and the low ticket environment is kind of like going down. What did you move to next?
High ticket. I mean, like I said, I was doing the Discord stuff. I tried doing rev share with Discord stuff for like a month, and then Discord started fizzling out. And then that's when I switched to the high ticket model. I don't think I have like a benchmark of like the exact thing that happened where it's like, oh, I'm just going to run high ticket now. But I mean, I guess a couple of creators fell in my lap, and then I realized that this is just a way better business model. Because at the time, again, I was pretty much just on Twitter. Like my Instagram didn't really have shit on it. I wasn't making YouTube videos whatsoever. It was just my Twitter. And then obviously, like I just met a lot of people, especially being in Miami. Like I'd meet so many people on Twitter. We link up in Miami, and that's kind of what led me to. I mean, I started like the whole creator partnering thing before growth operating, before the whole Eddie Cumberbatch. Like, I was doing it before that, before it was a business model. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, same as well. And I think this is when I started tapping into, or at least my business partner, he started tapping into Twitter as well, like Will, because that was like where this operator market was back then, right? Before it got like really overly publicized. So 100%. Then I guess, how did you go about client acquisition back then? Or actually, you know what? Tell me that like process on realizing, or is there not really like a story there? I'm just trying to dig if there's a story, right? Of
Client
going
acquisition
to,
for like creators.
no, not client acquisition, but I'm kind of jumping back over to pricing, right? Because you did agency retainers. Then did you just start doing like 5% rev share, and then you moved to like 25% like larger, or how did you kind of go
No,
about
I mean, I pretty much jumped straight to like 20% because
that?
I
Sick.
knew like, because I mean, the model just makes complete sense. If you're working with a creator and, you know, they're trying to do all this shit in the back end while trying to make content, if you
Sure.
can just take care of all the conversions, all the funnels, run absolutely everything in the back end, and then they
Right.
can just put their full focus towards content, obviously they're going to make way more money because they're going to be able to get way more leads. So there's a lot of operators that will say fucking take, you know, 10% or what. I think that's bullshit. Like I go for like 20 to 30% because
Cool.
I mean, you're running their whole business. You know what I mean?
So then I guess from there, like, what was your biggest success, or kind of tell me that operator story on when you were like going through these smaller offers? Because I'm sure like typically in the beginning you're like figuring things out. Like now you're like
Of
managing
course. Yeah.
setters,
In the
closers, tough
beginning, I worked with a lot of,
shit
like
people.
I wasn't doing strictly bizop. So I was working with fitness creators and I was doing like, you know,
Mm.
looks maxing and like these other niches. And at some point in there, I realized that bizop just makes way more money because I mean, it's not that it makes way more money, but you can work with smaller creators. So like, for
Mm.
example, somebody that gets 1,000 views a video on YouTube,
So you only do creators?
what do you mean by that?
Because there's some people that do coaches, right, that are primarily paid.
Well, I'm kind of grouping that together, like creators, coaches, but I specifically work with people that have an organic audience, an organic pool. I don't really touch we can talk about paid ads, but I don't really touch paid ads at all. I don't run like paid ads funnels. I can set up the back end, but I'm not sitting there an ads manager. I'm not scripting creatives. I don't do anything like that. I think the business model works best when you're partnering with people that already have an organic pool and you're just monetizing that.
Organic pull. Nice. So who was like the big first success that you had?
I didn't really have like a big first success, to be honest with you. But at some point, you know, I realized that, well, what I was saying before is like, to put it in perspective, if someone's making YouTube videos, and this is a whole other thing, but like right now, this is another thing I'd say is like YouTube's a fucking gold mine. Like YouTube and high ticket paired together, that's like the cheat code right now. That's the thing in info that's working the best. Specifically like the raw style. I mean, if you look at my YouTube, it's all raw style videos, Miro boards, just straight value. I have
Yeah.
like some lifestyle stuff here and there, but for the most part, it's just strictly value. Oh yeah. So if you take, for example, say someone is on YouTube and they're getting 1,000 views a video, but they're making
Mhm.
content about ecom or whatever it is, or something biz op. The whole point is people are willing to invest more money when they know they can get a return out of it. So if you were to compare this to like, say a $5,000 ecom course versus like a $3,000 fitness course, when they're buying
Sure.
this fitness coaching program, you know, they're doing that for like their personal goals, their body goals. They know they're not getting that $3,000 back. When someone buys a 5K bizop offer, they're buying that with the mindset like I'm going to get a return on this money. This $5,000 is not just me. So obviously it's easier to sell and you can sell higher ticket. So back to what I was saying, if you take someone, for example, they're getting 1,000 views a video on YouTube in the bizop niche, that person can make way more money than someone with 200K on Instagram in the fitness niche. A, because of the platform, and then B, because obviously they're selling something fitness versus something bizop.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance though, bro. Because I think a lot of the market has been aware of that, and now like you hear BizOp and Return and 9 to 5ers, and like it's competitive there too, bro. Because like I was
Well,
selling on that
I
hard as
don't
well,
think, I honestly think the market is like
but
the
you need a
least
new
competitive
mechanism.
it is
You know what
because
I mean?
everyone is still trying to run the same strategies of posting these fucking stories, 5 spots left, blah, 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 like just this bullshit. And like
Yeah, you
people have seen that
you gotta
long
do
enough
new
now to
shit.
where they know like they don't even fucking, like when I see a story like that with like the blocky text, DM me this word, 5 spots left, like, I don't even read it. Like you can just
Yeah,
recognize it out of your peripheral vision. You know what I mean? And you know to
right.
skip that
Because
shit.
people do it a lot. They're
And everyone
sophisticated,
else
man.
has seen that so much and they're just like it just doesn't work anymore. So I think the market is like the least saturated if you know what you're doing, because the whole point is you just got to be like a non-guru. If you just give value and then explain what you offer, like people will buy it. You don't have to push it in their face. Like I don't even do like call to actions on my Instagram. I just post lifestyle shit on Instagram for fun. I barely even post results on my Instagram. Like it's pretty much just there. But like all my leads for my own offer, all of that, it all comes strictly from YouTube. It's straight up YouTube. And all I do on YouTube is just drop pure value, raw. That's it. Even like fancy edits and shit, bro. When people get like a super over edited video, that doesn't give like the authentic feel. You know what I mean? The whole thing that's working right. Like you can look at Iman Gaji, for example. Like obviously Iman Gaji, his videos are nicely edited and shit, but he's really good at like the whole non-guru-y guru type of thing. Like if you look through his Instagram, he looks like he's fucking like a Tom Ford model or some shit. He doesn't look like a fucking guru. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of like a finesse to it. You got to have some sauce. You can't be just like everyone else. Everyone else selling an offer looks the fucking same.
So I'm curious then, shooting back to the offers that you ran, getting into like operating. You said you have like one big success.
Well, I'll tell you this. So I didn't have like one big success. Like I didn't have like one offer where it was a $2 million launch. I didn't have anything like that. I still haven't had a crazy fucking thing like that.
But do you have like any offers that you could tell me about? Like,
yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you right now. So this is fucking sauce, by the way. So one of these bizop niches that I realized was like a massive gap in the market. Well, first let me say this. A lot of people will tell you like, oh, you should look for someone that's not selling anything. I completely disagree with that. I think it's better if they already sell something. As you already know, like it's good to have an ecosystem of offers. So like, you know, every like scaled creator, they should have a high ticket, a low ticket. They should have price points available for everybody because, you know, if someone can buy, say, for example, you're selling a $5,000 high ticket coaching program, there might be people that can't afford $5,000, but would cough up $100 a month, you know, to get started and learn that, and vice versa. If someone's selling just $100 a month Discord, there's a lot of people that would pay $5,000 for one-on-one access. So essentially what I was doing is I was doing mostly outreach at the time. This is before, obviously, I had like the reputation to where I get so many clients just from like referrals, people sending me them now. That's like my main acquisition source now. But back then, before that, I was doing outreach and I would pitch them on just that. I'd say, I hit them with the intro DM. And then after I get their attention, that's when I'd be like, hey, like you're selling this. I'm sure you have a lot of unqualified leads. You know, why don't you do a downsell? And that would be my entry. So I would work with them only on the offer they don't have. So I wouldn't take a percent of like, say they're selling a high ticket. I wouldn't take a percent for that. I wouldn't ask for a percent. I would come in, build them out a low ticket, take a percent of that. And then once money is made,
what's an example of an offer that you did this with first?
So, okay, let me explain that. So I kind of discovered like a niche. I've made videos about this, so I can say it, but I ran up the sports betting niche really, really heavily because I mean, sports betting honestly was like that.
When was this, by the way? Like, I want to get the time frame straight now.
Recently, like in the past year, I realized that using that same strategy, I was looking into sports betting creators and I could not find a single one that sold anything high ticket. It was all low ticket. And it was crazy because I would find these guys, and there's so many of them. And it would be, they'd have an Instagram account, like just posting pics here and there, posting sports betting shit. They would have 10,000 followers and they'd have 500 people paying for a low ticket. Like it made absolutely no sense. Obviously, when a creator is that small, they only have 10,000 followers. If I DM them, like they're probably gonna see it because they don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. They're not gonna get shit.
Spotted the gap.
So I would get on.
How was the 10K? Sorry to interrupt here, but how did the 10K to the 500 MR conversion happen? Like that's really good.
No, that's what I'm saying. To be honest, I don't fucking know. It's just sports betting. It's just this niche. I've never seen it in any other niches. I've never seen anything like this. But somehow with sports betting, like I even have like a lot of my mentees doing this. Like they're still running up this niche. But literally, like it'd be pages with like a few thousand followers, and they have 100 people paying for a low ticket. I don't understand how those conversions work. I don't know how. I honestly don't know. But that's just that niche. I have never seen that in any other niche. So all I would do. And this is the perfect setup because they only had a low ticket. So all I would do is I'd hop in, I'd set everything up for a high ticket. I wouldn't even like do front end marketing funnel, any of that. All we would do is upsell everyone in their low ticket. That's it. I ran a fucking train on this niche for like a few months. No, literally when like football, because the thing about sports betting is it's very seasonal. The offers don't do that well unless like football season is when it's doing the best. So during that time, like for a couple months, I was just running this the fuck up. All I would do, and it's so easy, bro. All you do is you put a setter, a closer, a type form, like you're done. That's the whole funnel. There's not a landing page. There's not anything like that. So I would just go in, upsell all their low ticket, and then just spit out a shit ton of money high ticket. I did that for a bunch of different offers. I have a video on my YouTube kind of like breaking it down in a case study. I did like 180, somewhere around like 187K, I think, in like 14 days on one of those launches. So I mean, I guess that's like kind of a big launch. I don't think it's that crazy. But yeah, I ran that niche the fuck up, and that was, I mean, that was a money glitch. And I say that was a money glitch. It still is a money glitch. But I mean, I swear to God, I DM'd every single sports betting page that exists.
Interesting. And were you DMing on Twitter or IG?
All Instagram. All
Wow,
Instagram.
and you didn't have much of a brand on
Here's the thing with
IG back
Twitter
then.
is to DM on Twitter, there's so many like bots and shit in DMs. It's really hard. The only thing about Twitter that's good is if you have mutuals. Because in your DMs, it will show the mutuals under the DM. So if someone DMs you, it'll say followed by 17 others. Like even for my own in Twitter DMs, I ignore everything else. But when I see like followed by 23 others, I know I have mutuals with them. Those are the only ones I read. So the only way like Twitter outreach works is if you're active on Twitter and you have mutuals with these people. That's like the only way they're going to see it. But
Right.
I mean, I tried emails. I've tried every platform. For me, Instagram has been like the most consistent.
Fair enough. And also, like, you're not finding these guys on Twitter. They're primarily on IG anyway. Their following's on IG. So
Pretty
that's
much
really
just like Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, there are a lot of these guys on Twitter though as well. It's just they're
Oh, wow.
not in like the bizop internet money like niche, so I don't
Right.
have mutuals with them.
I see. Oh, but they're in the sports betting niche.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not in like money Twitter. Like I don't have mutuals with these sports betting pages, so I didn't really run up the Twitter side. I have a couple of mentees that are running up the Twitter side, and they've literally like built up pages based around sports betting, and they've been engaging, so they're able to run that up because they have mutuals with all those sports betting pages they're hitting up.
Awesome. I like it. And when you did the high ticket, what was your team structure like? Did you have like setters? I mean, obviously it's
For those offers,
did you have like sales managers that you're working with?
no,
Or like
those
just
offers
all
were
you?
so easy. It would be like one setter, one closer, CRM type form Calendly. That's it.
And it was only you that was managing the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't have any sales managers to play.
Okay, quick jump to you now. What does your team structure look like now? At least on your operating side.
So okay, well, yeah, this is where it gets kind of interesting because this is kind of why I started selling my own offer. I've only been selling my own info offer for I think like 6-7 months, somewhere around there. I started selling it when I was in Dubai, but essentially I got to a point where I had a lot of creators that I was turning down because you can only run so many offers yourself. Obviously, you don't have the bandwidth. I mean, I honestly think like 3 offers max if you're running it alone.
So now you don't have like more offers, or sorry, not more offers, but a bigger team on like.
Well, let me explain. Let me get to that. So my options, I got to that point where like I couldn't take on more myself, and my options were I could build out like a full team and have managers for everyone and that sort of structure and have a bunch of overhead. Or what I ended up doing was make my own coaching program where I'd basically create my own operators and then partner them up with creators. So it's a win-win for everyone because they pay me up front. I don't have the overhead. They get a creator to work with. And then I also keep like a minority percentage in the offer and like kind of help them run it in the back end. But they're like the primary one communicating with the offer owner or the creator. And I have like dozens of offers under my belt because of that.
Hell yeah, I love it. But like right now, and even before, like you don't have like because I thought you did like interesting. So like no other sales managers, just you.
I don't have like an in-house sales manager, but some offers obviously you need a sales manager in place. I have 2 full-time guys. One's in the US, one's in Canada. They kind of help me run everything. So they help me manage all the mentees. They help me manage all the creators, that sort of thing for like my own offers that I run. And then on the other side of that, there's all the mentees that are running up other offers.
Right, and they're coaching them. Actually, one of them texted me, so yeah, I'm familiar.
No way.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it was like I forget his exact name. It was like a Indianish looking dude with like a beard.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I have a couple of Indian mentees. That's a tough one though, bro. Like honestly,
thing don't talk about Indians, please.
No. Bad targeting. Ask, like, is there?
The algorithm's gonna fucking send to India, bro. Stop. Stop.
No,
I don't want my 19% to increase. You got it?
No.
Or 16%.
No, because people say like, oh, like what's the barrier to entry? Like, do I need money to start? And like the answer is no. Like that's the good thing with this business model is you don't need to put money in. Bro, the only thing I'd say that makes it really fucking hard is if you have an Indian accent. I have Indian mentees without the accent. They do great. But bro, if you have an Indian accent, like getting on calls with creators, like it's
clapped.
Yeah,
it's clapped. Interesting. So do you mind if I ask how many offers you have right now?
So personally, like that, I'm like outside of mentees, I have around 10 that I'm running. And then on the mentee side, I have a few dozen.
You have 10 offers?
Yeah. But that's not just me. Again, like I said, I have 2 full-time guys that help me with those.
Interesting. But like, what about the ones that you're personally managing? Not like the 2 other ones that are coaching, but then like that you're personally managing, that you get a rev share of.
What about them? What are you asking?
Like, how many are there?
Yeah, around 10.
10.
But I have a rev share of all of them. So like when I say 10, those are the ones that I'm working with personally, where I have like, around 20% is like the average. And then for the ones through mentees, I have like 5 to 10% of those.
Got it. Interesting. Okay. And then I would say, like, what's the largest one that you have right now?
Like numbers wise or followers wise or what?
Yeah, numbers wise, like cash.
I don't have any that are over like 200 grand a month.
Still pretty good.
So
200 grand a
there,
month
like
is nice.
50 to 200.
Interesting. Fair enough. So then let's talk about your coaching, right? So when did you end up starting that? And I guess you already kind of explained like why you started that. And you already explained when you started that. But I guess how has that been going? Like, how much is that doing a month? And then what does the team structure look like there? What does the company structure look like there?
Yeah, so I'll kind of explain how I do the whole offer. So at the very beginning, I was doing just straight pairings. So I was still running outreach. I was still getting a bunch of creators through outreach. And the whole offer was literally like I would just pair them directly. Like they wouldn't have to do outreach or anything. And the problem with that ended up becoming like I'm talking to these people, I'm closing them. And then once they're signed, they'd kind of be like handed off to a mentee. So a lot of them felt like misled, like they thought they were going to be working with me specifically. And then it ended up being like a mentee talking to them. I mean, I still help in the back end. Like I'm still the one like in the back end showing them how to set everything up. But obviously the mentee is the one that's like primarily communicating with them. So I switched it up and it's been working way better. So essentially what I do is I set all my outreach systems onto the mentee's account. So we make a full Instagram branded around them. We make it look super nice. Feed posts, everything, meta verify, we make it look really good. And then the outreach runs from their account. And essentially how it works is the key thing that really made it good for fucking all my mentees to be able to land a shit ton of creators is I let them post. So my outreach strategy, part of it is I send like a 2-3 minute Loom video after they show interest, kind of breaking it down and then call to action to get on a call. That video, rather than them sending a Loom link, all they do is they mention like, hey, me and my partner, Dustin, we put this together. That's the only mention of me in the whole video. And then I put their video on my YouTube channel unlisted. So then they're sending them an unlisted YouTube link. When they watch the video, they're still able to leverage my personal brand because obviously they watch the video, they hear my name, and then afterwards they click the channel. They see all the results, the case studies, the testimonials. So it's a way for the creator to be onboarded under the mentee's name, but still utilizing my results, my brand the same way.
Yes, I was talking to another kid. He does like an AI agency, and then he does I made like an unlisted YouTube video for Ustrat as well. So the unlisted YouTube video strat is 100%. It takes more time, but it seems much more legit than just
not really, bro. I mean, it's as easy as just saving the Loom video and then uploading it on YouTube. Like it's
true.
Difference, yeah.
100%. So I guess then tell me, sure, like obviously you're students, but I guess this is like what your main strats are, you personally as well. What are the main, I guess, funnels that you tend to run? Of course, like it's not going to be a call or like a webinar or like a challenge or a low ticket if it's especially for like a paid situation. But then in organic, they tend to have like slightly different ones. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So really the kind of going back to what I said earlier, what's working the best right now and what I think like the gold mine is YouTube to high ticket. So there's a lot of creators. The good thing about YouTube too is I'll explain this. So there's a lot of creators that, are closed through like Instagram. They have an Instagram presence and then we get them on YouTube. The good thing about YouTube is if they already have a presence somewhere, YouTube's really fucking good at finding your ICP. So like we get them posting like these 20, 30 minute strictly value videos. We make it super niche. So like, it's very targeted. The people watching these videos are like searching for something specific. They're not just that's the difference between short form and YouTube is it's not people sitting there scrolling through their phone. People are intently searching for something. Like even my YouTube channel, like over 50% of my viewers, they watch on a desktop. They're not on their phone watching the videos. They're sitting there, they're fucking taking notes and shit. Obviously that's going to be a way higher quality person. So pretty much all the offers, I mean, not all of them, but majority, I'd say like 90% of them are like YouTube to high ticket.
Interesting. So you do the YouTube IG funnel. Do you tell people to like CTA or DM to IG, or do you do like into a call funnel? into an
No, so yeah, I use
application?
Instagram as pretty much just a nurturing tool. So that's pretty much just for the people that like, maybe they're interested, they know the offer, but they didn't buy right away, they didn't fill the type form, whatever it is. Then, the Instagram is pretty much just social proof, lifestyle, posting results here and there, that kind of thing. But I never expect like high ticket leads to come from YouTube. Pretty much all the high ticket leads either come from YouTube, and then Twitter's a good platform as well. Those are the only two platforms where like the audience quality is really, really high.
Or yeah, but I'm talking about like, how do you funnel from YouTube into like a call? Do you do like a link in the bio and then an application?
So for Instagram, first of all, the benchmark of YouTube right now is having some sort of like course video on YouTube that's at least an hour long, like minimum 1 hour. And it goes over everything. It explains the whole business model, how they do it. And that's kind of like the benchmark of the whole YouTube. So once that video is created, it's linked in the Instagram bio, and all the other YouTube videos they make, it's linked at the top. What I've found is for someone to buy a high ticket info product, they really need to have consumed like 1 to 2 hours of value content from that person. And if they've done that, if the type form is set up correctly, they're pretty much showing up to the call pre-sold. So I really run 2 funnels. And again, the whole funnel is only on YouTube. Again, this is for like 90% of offers. I'm not saying all the offers I run, but I don't link like a call to action on the Instagram or anything like that. Again, unless they have like an Instagram presence, it's all through YouTube. So the value is on YouTube, and then it'll just be one link in the description. Sometimes I'll have a lead magnet too. It just, again, it depends on the offer and how like scaled they are, but it'll either be landing page. This depends entirely on the calls. It'll either be a landing page with a VSL to a type form or straight to a type form. The way I gauge that is based on how the closing calls go. When people get on a call with me, my videos, they pretty much already explain what my whole offer is. That like when someone's getting on a call with me, they already know they want to join. They already know what my offer is. So I don't need a VSL explaining that. If the content isn't doing its job well enough, there's not enough content yet, and the offer does need to get explained, and like people are showing up to the calls and they don't really know what the offer is, in that case, I'll do a VSL with a landing page. Yeah. But a lot of these offers, you can just rip straight through a type form to a Calendly.
Yeah, it depends on the positioning, but absolutely. Yeah, if you want to go broader on the YouTube, then that's when you would start doing like a VSL into the application, right? Yeah. But I guess like for your offer right now, since it's more bottom of funnel,
my offer is literally just type form to a Calendly. That's it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess now let me talk about more so, I would say, principles around how you operate and like marketing and sales in general. What would you say are like the main principles across marketing overall? Because that's probably like what you're best at. It's a lot of what these operators are best at that you tend to work by, marketing principles.
Can you be more specific? Like, give me an example. What do you mean marketing principles?
Sure. Like, I would say, what are like your main frameworks or filters or ways that you study, ways that you think through in order to get better at marketing? Is, I guess, the best question to ask.
Okay, so first I'll explain my point of view for like my marketing, and then also my point of view for clients. I'm specifically partnering with people, like, again, like I said, that already have an organic pull, they already have an organic audience. When they already have that kind of down, I don't like to change their content. Like if they're posting reels and the reels are working and some of them are going viral, they're all getting at least 10K views, like, they're doing decent with the content. I don't go in and like switch up their whole content style, because it's clearly already working. The most I'll do is help them funnel it and help them with their CTAs. Now, on my side of things, I've tested a lot of different stuff, but again, like I said, what's working best now that I see is just like these raw videos, whether it's a Miro video or going over a Google Doc, just like raw 20, 30 minutes, straight value. The best thing you can do is if you're in a position like where you're trying to start an offer or whatever it is just like copy what other people are doing. Find someone that's in your niche, making the money you want to be making, and just fucking copy what they're doing, copy their angles.
Who do you listen to? Like, who are your biggest inputs?
Who do I listen to? Like
books, podcasts.
I don't
influencers.
Read books. I don't listen to podcasts. I'd say the people, I guess, like my inspirations, if you could say that, would be like Alex Hormozi. Obviously, he's like the fucking godfather of info at this point. He'd probably be the biggest one. I used to watch a lot of his videos, but now, to be honest, I look at a lot of like more niche videos. Like I'll find other people, like I'll give an example, like Nick Setting, for example. He's a good friend of mine. He makes a lot of videos that are super in-depth about, funnels and that sort of stuff. Like that's really the only kind of content I consume. But even then, I really don't like consume a lot of content or watch any videos like that. No.
Interesting. You don't listen to any podcasts or books?
No, not at all.
That's nuts, bro. I recommend a lot of like my smartest, like wealthiest friends. They're always like super tapped into that.
I actually used to. Like when I was first starting out, dude, I had like this 3 month phase where I would just fucking rip through like a book every single week. Like all the main books everyone's heard about. I'm trying to think of the names of them. What's the main what's
Breakthrough
that?
advertising, cash
Think
advertising.
and Grow Rich. That was like the first one I read.
Oh,
Um,
dude, but those aren't like legit books. Those are like broad
no, I know. I
TAM
haven't. I mean, I've read like Alex Hormozi's
books.
book, but like
Fair
that's
enough.
like, I haven't read his new one.
Interesting. Dude, I highly recommend because like I wasn't even put on it before. But I noticed like because you know what first principles are, for instance?
The book?
No. Like the concept first principles.
No, I don't think so. Isn't there a book
Okay.
called that?
I think so, but it's called Principles. That's what the book's called, Ray Dalio. I think that's like the popular one you probably heard of. But like,
Okay.
it's the concept where you reverse engineer things from like core concepts backwards, and you build things upwards, right? So, for instance, like when Elon Musk was building the Tesla, he was like, "Dude, why the frick are batteries so expensive? Why can't you just engineer in this way where you can make it much cheaper?" And then first principle engineer down to its constituent parts of how like cheap each things are, and then combine it into like a battery, and then now you got this car that it costs like $40,000 when back then it probably cost like 150,000, right?
Yeah.
And so that way of thinking comes at least like because I just had another recent podcast with Dylan, who was like one of the head copywriters at WAP. You know Malcolm, right? Malcolm with like Yusuf.
Yeah,
Malcolm was Yusuf's partner. Yeah. So like Malcolm and Dylan, they're now business partner, and they're like starting their own agency or like launching up another agency again. But anyway, like I think Dylan gave a really good concept. I already knew the first principles stuff, but he was like, the books are where the first literally principles come from. They're the original points where you have these concepts that you can then think through in a decision making framework to move forward. Yeah. And I would say like, that's what I even recently tapped into. Like I would listen to podcasts that would articulate those. I would say like synthesizing the books, but now I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to go back and like much more read those OG books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but not for you. You're like, fuck the books.
No, I mean, when you explain it like that, it makes sense. But I guess I've kind of had this like this process in my mind where it's like, oh, books are outdated. You know what I mean? It's outdated strategy.
Dude, it's not that it's outdated. It's that
no, I understand what you're saying. I get it.
It's the core principles where they come from.
I get it.
But yes, 100%. You do need to tap into, strategies these days that are working as well too. So I totally agree with that. But it's like both. Okay, cool. So there's that. Let me ask about this. What's your long-term vision? Let's say like 10, 20 years down the road. What do you plan to do? Business, life, both.
So, I mean, dude, this is a hard question to answer, to be honest. 10, 20 years, I haven't thought like that far. Even with my business, this is like something I do that I feel like a lot of other people don't do, is everyone has these like, in 1 year I'll be making this much money. I don't really think like that whatsoever. Like I don't have like 1 year goals. Like in 1 year I'll be making this much money. I don't have that. I don't think there's a specific reason for that, but I just prefer, I do everything on literally a monthly basis. Like I don't have a goal for 2 months from now, but I know what needs to be done this month, where I want to get like on a monthly basis. And I kind of keep it like that. But as far as like life goals, I want to have like a family within 5 years, shit like that. But
5 years, you're gonna be 26.
Yeah. Bro, you have to realize like I'm experiencing life so young, and I'm doing shit like, bro, we went to Mykonos, me and all my friends. It was almost 400 grand for the entire week. And it was like the craziest week ever. We show up, it's Sprinter vans, security, the best tables everywhere. Like we did it super properly. And there's only so much you can do. Like I've been doing this stuff for a couple of years now. And I feel like in a couple of years from now, I'm pretty much going to have done everything. Like I've already done the private jets. The only thing I haven't done is like a fucking super yacht or a BBJ or something like that. But I feel like in a couple of years, I'm going to have done all that. And I'm already kind of starting to get a little bit bored of it. So I feel like, there's not much else to do besides start a family at that point.
Fair enough. Makes sense. But like business wise, you have zero vision on what you want to do?
I wouldn't say I have zero vision, but I definitely, the biggest thing is I want to be in the position. I guess this is like the only like long-term goal I have, is I want to be in the position where whatever business I'm in, whatever I'm doing, whatever it is, I can just run everything from my phone. Like I don't want to have to even have a laptop. I want to have a team built out. I want to have all of that where I can run everything from my phone. I have the money. I have the brain. Everything is just like, I'm the center of everything, to where I can run it all on my phone, to where I don't have to fucking touch anything on a computer. I guess that's like the biggest I want to get there within 5 years.
Fair enough. Do you want to be a billionaire?
I wouldn't say I want to be a billionaire, but I definitely want to be like a couple hundred millionaire. I feel like a billion, you don't really need that. But I mean, if you have a couple hundred million, there's not much to buy besides a jet and maybe a yacht. But even then, it's more convenient to just charter them. I feel like for me right now, the benchmark, I guess, like the goal is I personally feel like after what I've experienced these past few months traveling Euro summer and everything, I think for like peak enjoyment of life and really just being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, always fly private, I think you need to be able to spend around $100,000 a month.
200K burn.
Yeah, I think if you can spend $200,000 a month comfortably, then there's not much else that you need to
What does
spend.
a split look like on 200K? Like, tell me about that. Because even like a lot of because I've you know, like the Money Wise podcast, or actually I have a lot of rich friends as well. Like I know how they kind of spend their money too. Anyway, so you know, I have like a lot of rich friends, made a good amount of money myself, and it's like, you know, even like billionaires, bro, I've heard like they have like 50K a month burn in like fucking New York. What do you spend 200K on? Tell me that.
So, well, here's what I've learned, and I've really learned this from traveling recently. I mean, it's pretty much just travel. If you're gonna live in one spot, you do not need anywhere near 200K a month. Like, bro, honestly, Miami, you can have a fucking really
Just
good
buy like
lifestyle
gold-plated
at,
coffees every morning.
I think like 30K a month is the number to be like a fucking baller in Miami, to be honest. Because you can have nice ass car, nice ass crib. You can go out, buy expensive tables like on the weekends, go to expensive dinners every night, and like 30K a month will get you all of that to where like you'll have to try and spend 30K a month. But the number 200K a month is pretty much just traveling. Like I've come to really enjoy traveling recently, but I don't like the traveling where you show up somewhere and you got to get a fucking taxi to your hotel and shit. Like when I say 200K a month, I mean like you show up, you've got a Sprinter van waiting for you outside. Everything is just seamless. Like that's how we did it in Mykonos, where every single meal, we had like 2 chefs preparing it. We had 2 full-time Sprinter vans, 24/7. You could walk outside the villa at 4 a.m. and the driver's sitting there waiting for you. Hop in. He's like, all right, where are we going? That's what I'm talking about. Like the convenience of that. And this is going to sound like a little bit fucked up, but even like all the tables that we had, all the clubs and everything was pre-booked, prepaid for all of that. We all prepaid it. We all already split the whole trip. So afterwards, there was no like, oh, you Zelle me this much, you wire me this much, I put my card down here. There's a little bit of that, but like pretty much the whole thing was done. So I think that number just buys you like a seamless life, where everything's taken care of. You have security, you have a driver, you have all the food prepared.
How often are you traveling?
So, I mean, dude, the past month I've been at my Miami crib for probably like 5 nights. I was in Montreal for 2 weeks. I went for, that's why I have a beard now, bro. I was going to go for like a weekend, just like a couple days. And I didn't bring the charger to my shaver. And I ended up staying 2 weeks. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to grow it out and see what happens. I kind of like it now. So I was there for 2 weeks and I came back.
It looks good, bro. I think you should keep it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, let me get more to like business stuff. What are the big offers that you know in this market these days? Like,
okay,
give
I
me
have
a breakdown.
really
Probably seeing some cool people
about this. So first of all, Miami's the info product capital of the world. Like every guru you see on your timeline is fucking walking around in Brickell in the same 2-block radius. Sure. Everyone here does info, so that's like this is the best place to be.
I was there, bro. Wait, tell me the breakdown, by the way. Like, because I lived there for like 4 months, I think. I just like kind of passed by. Because when I was there, like, you know, I'd walk down the street. I saw like Mason. People don't know it's like Cardinal Mason. I don't know him too well, so I just like, I don't want to say hi or whatever. And I saw the fucking
pretty decently. We've gone out together a few times.
Nice, I love it. And then I saw the J Park ecom guy. I know people like fucking hate on him there. Yeah. But it's like, tell me that environment. Because I wasn't there like too long, but you've been there longer.
I have the best description of it. I have the answer, bro. It's literally, imagine like a high school with
dude, I was the same thing
with high school drama and shit, except everyone's fucking rich. Like,
yeah,
it's really funny, bro.
Exactly, but that's what I want to ask, right? Because when I was there, I got the same vibe. I was like, oh, this is so much like high school. I like kind of liked it, kind of didn't. Are there like older, like genuine, like, you know, like legitimate business people there that are like in B2B and like more professional, or it's just like,
I would assume so, but in Brickell, like, here's the thing, Brickell's so small. This is another thing, like Dubai is huge, bro. Like there's probably more info guys and shit in Dubai, but it's so spread out that like you don't really see that. But Brickell, bro, it's like 3 blocks. Everyone's right here. Everyone's in, bro. I know so many people that live in my exact same building. Like everyone's right here.
Hell yeah.
So I don't see like in Brickell, you don't see.
Wait, what building are you in?
Brickell Heights.
I'm just curious. Brickell Heights. Okay, but continue.
Top floor penthouse. What I was saying is like I don't really see like you don't see fucking old guys in suits walking around with briefcases. You see guys wearing fucking chrome hearts and shit, hopping out of Lamborghini. You know what I mean? In Brickell, I think like downtown has more of that, but Brickell, not really. No.
Interesting. Yeah, going back to the big offers that you've seen, right? What are some cool offers that you've seen?
Okay, so I have really good insight on this because first of all, fan basis, like there's WAP and fan basis. Those are like the main processors for info right now.
Fan basis is in Miami.
Fan basis is based in Miami. Like I've been to their office.
Yep.
They're here. And I'm friends with a lot of like the account managers I'm so tight with fucking Yash, the CEO. I've been using fan bases since they were MVP. Like before they even had a dashboard, a UI, I've been using that.
Hell yeah.
Like one of their first customers type shit. So Yash loves me and I love Yash. But I'm super close friends with like their account managers and shit. And some of them like tell me about like some of the offers they see. And one of them told me there's an offer teaching how to play the clarinet, high ticket, doing like 300 grand a month. Teaching how to play the clarinet.
Oh, okay. It's only 300 grand a month though. What is there? Is it on paid?
Only 300 grand a month, but it's teaching how to play an instrument. You know what I mean? Like,
no. It's definitely funny, but it's like, it's only 300K. What are their margins though? Like, are they paid or not?
I don't know the details. That's all I know.
Got it.
Teaching how to play an instrument.
That's pretty fucking funny though.
Yeah,
valid. Any other ones that are like at least above 1, 2 plus?
I mean, there's a lot of them in Miami. I don't think there's anything that's like crazy notable. Most of them are like the bigger niches, like the trading offers or the e-com offers that are doing those kind of numbers. And I will say as well, those people, I'd say the biggest driver is like clipping. The people doing those big of numbers, they're at a point where they're doing everything. They're running up every social platform. They have clippers. They're doing tens of millions of views a month with clippers. They're just hitting absolutely every aspect. And they're running ads too. My whole take with ads is like, at least what I've found recently is like info with ads is really hard now. You need one of two things. There's only two ways it works. A is running ads to followers on your Instagram account. So people that already know who you are, know your offer is, or running ads if they're running up clipping. Like the biggest thing is like, bro, someone's not going to buy an info. Okay, I see you disagreeing, but someone is not going to buy an info product.
What do you mean running ads with clipping?
No, I don't mean running ads with clipping. I mean, the whole point is no one's going to buy an info product from an ad if it's their first time seeing that person's face. The only people I've seen it work for at scale are people running ads to their like Instagram account to their followers, or they're running up clipping. So when someone sees that ad, they've already seen 10 fucking videos of them from clipping.
Right. I see what you're saying. Like they're clipping and then the ad are like more bottom of funnel, 100%. Like for the organic space, so true. Right. But like if you do it a certain way, like for instance, I know like tons of cold offers right now doing $1 million a month plus, but they're older folks. So that's like, and like in our age group,
though, they're also slim fucking margins.
Yes, it's like 30%. I think it's an either or. I don't think it's like one's like completely shit, one's better. Like for instance, I have like a crypto friend. I see them a lot. They're probably gonna not like this, but like they did like 2 mil last month. They did like January, did like 3 million a month, and that's like solid 30% margins, like a full 5x ROAS. You know what I mean? So hopefully they don't watch this. That's like one thing. Another thing, like I know like AI agency offers doing like 1.5, like 1.6 million a month right now consistently. You know what I mean? Like 30% margins. So
I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it's really fucking hard. I personally don't run paid ads, and I know if I wanted to, there'd be a big learning curve and like a lot of ad spend lost to learn that.
Yes.
I stick to organic. It definitely works for some people, but like you got to know what the fuck you're doing.
Yes, you definitely have to learn. You have to eat up a whole gap because like I've done both. You know, I started at the organic and then I moved more to paid now. And so it's definitely game to move up and a lot to learn. So you don't plan to learn that at all in the future?
I mean, maybe. I'm getting like more into it now, and I don't know if you know like Jacob Levinrad, Raf. They're like strictly paid ads, so I talk to them a lot about it. So I mean, I'm sure in the distant future I'm gonna get into paid ads, but right now, I mean, I'm just doing the easier route, to be honest. It's way fucking easier, or organic is way easier, way bigger margins. Like if it's already working for me and I'm scaling nicely, then like I don't see a reason to shift my focus to that shiny object. You know what I mean?
100%. I agree. Like it's a balance though, right? Because you see like with us younger kids, and you're in Miami, so like that's like who you're hanging out with. Everyone there is like that, I would say younger. I mean, obviously younger. And so they're like very good at social media. You know what I mean? But then there's like the older people who tend to come from like the e-com space or like other areas and even like running ads for their own businesses. And then that's like why they end up getting good at that, you know? And then they transfer like the info skills into the paid. So 100%. I think it's like a balance of both. But there's some young, do you know like Russell? Yeah, Russell Sage and somebody else.
Actually,
It's like a 16-year-old right
kind
now.
of familiar. If I saw his face.
Yeah. He did a pod with Mason. That's how I know. Or I know him through like another mutual.
Yeah.
But that's like where I also saw his face. And then, yeah, they do like 300, 400K a month with like a fucking setter offer. And he's like 16 years old. You know, like typically you need a guru that's like older. But you know, there's both ways to do it. Interesting. I see your ideologies though. I like it. Staying convicted just to like what you're, you know, good at, be organic.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
I mean, I'm just picking the easier route, to be honest, bro. Like, ever since I was young, bro, I was like, whatever's the fuck, like even through school, bro, whatever's the easiest path, I'm gonna do that.
Got it. What does your day-to-day look like?
So my day-to-day, most of my calls are, so I wake up usually 12 noon.
Well, when do you sleep, bro? It's the Miami time, like dinner at not 8. Yep.
Not even Miami, like anywhere I go, that's just my schedule. I don't know, my body clock is on that. I like working at night too. I like when like everyone's asleep, no one's hitting me up, and I could just lock in. You know what I mean? But most of my calls, like I'll literally wake up, like I have my calendar open starting at 12. I'll set my alarm for 11:55. Like I'll hop out of bed and I'm not the kind of guy
on
that,
COVID time still.
I'm not a morning person, but like when I wake up, like my brain activates. I'm not like slow in the morning. I don't drink coffee or anything like that. I drink Red Bull.
Yeah, same.
But so I'll literally wake up. I'll take calls. I usually have like 4 or 5 calls a day, maybe. I'll run all those, and then from there, I just do whatever. I work on the business if I have some work to do. A lot of it is just fucking on my phone all day long, texting, answering DMs. I do a lot of it from my phone. But I mean, once I do the calls, I'm not really tied to anything. So I mean, I can be working at the club, you know, on phone, fucking answering texts and shit.
Just working at the club. I love it. Yeah. So your primary tasks these days are more management, like managing the team, leadership, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's how every business goes. At first, you're the one fucking doing the gritty work, and then you get to a point where you can hire people to do that stuff, and then you're just kind of running the show.
100%. What do you still do though? What do you still not delegate? But what are you like, ooh, I'm really expert at this. Like I still do this part.
So first of all, for my own stuff, like my own offer, the Miro boards, bro. Like I've tried hiring people to make Miro boards, but they just can't. I've tried so many different people. They can't do it. So like my 6-hour course, I made that whole Miro board. It took so fucking long. I made that whole thing myself. That's one thing I can't delegate. The only other thing I don't delegate is obviously like the calls when I'm calling with clients and stuff. I'm on all those calls. And then as well as like building out the offers, when it comes to that, sometimes I'll delegate like building a landing page or setting up a CRM. But as far as like coming up with the whole offer and all that stuff, like I do 100%.
Strategy.
And a lot of times too, if it's complex or I really need it done quick, I'll build the CRM myself. I'll build the landing page myself. So I do that sometimes, but I still, you know,
small things.
Try to delegate that stuff. Yeah.
Got it. So same with me. Right. Because the Miro, I mean, I don't make Miro boards when I make my courses or YouTube videos, but it's like I write, right? Even like Hormozy, he still writes all his books. He still writes all the copy because that's thinking, you know, and especially for like the Miro board, you have to like abstract through how to make it more clear. So yeah, 100%. I could see why you do that. And then also the strategy part, same as well. Like for the offers, I still do that too. Like thinking through the high level strategy. Obviously, I have like a copywriter and like a tech guy who does the actual implementation once you get the strategy done. But like it makes sense. You know what I mean? But like I think it'd be good insight for people who don't know that level yet.
Yeah.
You know? So I like it. What then like for the offers that you're running, or I guess like your existing team now, can you break that down? Like what's your team structure?
Every offer has a different team. Like I said, like some offers have sales managers. They're not in-house or anything. My in-house team is literally just me, and then I have 2 guys full-time. That's it.
Right. That's what I want to ask though. Like I said, team structure, that was a bad wording. Like what do they specifically do was more the question.
So they're more so like management. So first of all, as far as like my mentees go, all my mentees, I have a group chat with them. So they're just as knowledgeable on stuff as me. So if I'm like busy doing something, like they get to text as well. So like if a mentee has a question, they're on that shit all day long. They're super quick to answer. So yeah, they're, I guess like coaches in that way on that side of things. And then on the other side of things, like they're the ones that help me build everything out. So I have them build landing pages, set up CRMs, that kind of thing. I don't have like specific roles
Ooh.
for either of them. They're both just there to help me with everything.
Interesting. Interesting. Do like one or the other specialize in something else? Or they're just all
I
like
wouldn't say
generalists?
I wouldn't say either. I mean, both of them have the same skill sets, but like one of them, Neil, like he has a big background in like copywriting and that sort of stuff. So like the copy side of things
Ah,
is he handles most of that. And then the other one, Rage, there's again nothing like really specific. But both of them have like the same set of roles, I guess you could say.
interesting. But one, yeah, Rage is the guy that hit me up. Rage Mellow. Is that his actual fucking name?
That's his actual name, yeah.
That's so
Crazy,
funny.
right?
Does he do the tech side or just like both in general?
Both, everything, communications, tech side. They're both equally like experienced and skilled with that stuff.
Interesting. Interesting. And then for your offer, like the offers that you run, do you have like, does the guru typically, because like at 100K to 200K, the guru is still typically closing. And then for like setters, they manage them as well,
No,
right?
no. I mean, I think 100K is like the benchmark. Like when you're getting to 100K, that's when you need like a team built out, closers, setters.
Sure. But like
A setter
at
is
100K, yes, but I've seen like even still a guru can still close like 100K, even
no,
300K, bro. I've seen that.
okay,
Yeah.
300K. I
But
don't know about that, but I mean, it just depends because again, the whole point of the business model is you want to take as much of that off their back as possible so they can focus on bringing in more leads.
yes.
So it's
But
not
I was
even-
curious, like who does the salespeople management? Because that's a huge like role as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like I don't have like in-house sales reps. There's not someone on my team that does the sales management. But for specific offers, I'll have one sales manager on that offer, and I don't have like one sales manager that's on 3 of my offers. It's not like that.
So your two main guys, they don't do sales management for the offers that you have.
No, not at all.
Oh, so they just do tech and marketing and emails too.
I guess you could say that they just help me on the back end side of things. But as far as like sales reps goes, that's all hired exterior. That's not in-house or anything like that. And they're all different on every single offer I have.
Oh, and then they just close on their own volition. So you don't have like a sales manager.
No, I do. It depends on the offer. Some offers you don't need a sales manager. You just need one closer and one setter. The only time a sales manager is in place is if there's like 2 to 3 closers. At that point, yeah, I would have a sales manager. But what I'm saying is like I don't have a sales manager specifically on my team. I have sales managers depending on the offer. I'll have a sales manager on the offer, but they're only sales managing that one offer for me.
Got it. That makes sense. I mean, I was just curious because like with a lot of the operators that I've seen, and I guess even our team as well, it's kind of like uncommon to have like one person or not one person who does the sales management. And in terms of like sales management, at least like EODs, KPIs, like actually reviewing what they're doing and things like that, it's kind of like rare to just have somebody closing and setting without any management. That's just what I was curious.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's an issue with that if it's only like one closer, one setter. If there's a team, then yeah. But I mean, like for my offers that only have like one closer, there's no sales manager.
Fair enough. No worries. Nice. It's so cloudy there in Miami today.
Oh, the weather is fucking dog shit. Like this whole week, it's just straight up just rain, clouds, everything. It's
Yeah, it was like because I was there last December. December is typically supposed to be chill, but then like it's fucking crazy raining. Remember?
It's just Florida, bro. Florida weather, just randomly a fucking hurricane will come in.
Yeah, 100%. Interesting. All right, dude. Well, I think over here for us, you know, of course, people can find me at Tim Yoon on IG. And guys, make sure to repost this with me, tag me and also Dustin at Dustin Verono here, and then repost it. I'll repost it on my own stories. But what about you, Dustin? Where can they find you?
Just my name, same handle on every platform. Just add Dustin Verano. Pretty easy to find.
Hell yeah. I love it. All right, guys. Awesome. And thank you so much for watching another episode of The Tim Yoon Show. Peace. Nice, bro.